समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. Verse 40th today. न तदस्ति पृथ्व्यां वा दिवि देवेषु वा पुनः सत्वं प्रकृतिजैर्मुक्तं यदेभिः स्यात् त्रिभिर्गुणैः. There is no being on earth or again in heaven among the devas, heavenly beings, that is liberated from the three qualities born of Prakriti or matter. Now you see, the moment we did this verse with Gurudev, we said that Swamiji, every Mahatma that you worship, उनको आप कहते हैं कि ये त्रिगुणातीत, त्रिगुणातीत means तीनों गुणों से पार हैं ये, right? Now then look at this verse. This verse says that there is no being on earth or in heaven amongst the devatas there is who is liberated from the three qualities born of Prakriti. So anybody who lives, any living being has these three qualities. So here, how can you say Gunatit? So Gurudev explained that every Mahatma, every sannyasi is working in the field of this world and he has a body. So long as you have a body, you are not Gunatit. Only in the state of Samadhi, when the realized master goes beyond his body, he goes totally beyond his body. He is merged with the infinite. It is at that time that he is called Gunatit. Otherwise, he functions within Gunas. He eats, he sleeps, he talks, he behaves like any one of us. And he has a body. That body has to be maintained. Without the three Gunas, the body cannot be maintained. So he said that Gunatit only means that he is outside the influence of the Gunas when he is in Samadhi state. Okay. Now when he says this, देखिए, all of us are mixtures of three Gunas. When you say a person is Sattvic, he is maximum, say 80% Sattva. And Rajas usse kam, Tamas or भी कम. That is a combination. When you say he's a Rajasic man, then maximum he has got Rajas. Usse less Sattva and sabse less Tamas. When you say this man is Tamasic, then maximum Tamas. It is the combination like that. Dusra, also remember that nobody, he says all of us are a mixture of all the three, right? Nobody is pure Sattva, pure Rajas or pure Tamas. Cannot be possible. Tamas, everybody has to sleep. Sooner or later. आप 2 दिन तक जग लीजिए, but third day you will sleep again. So that is pure tamas. When you are in total slumber, it is tamas. So tamas also has to exist. Rajas also has to exist. So, but the gunas means that what is the most prominent quality of your mind. The most prominent quality of your mind is the one where you will be called a Rajasic person, Sattvic or a Tamasic person. So pure Sattva cannot exist. जैसे कि वो कहते हैं ना, even gold. When you say pure gold, it is jewelers क्या कहते हैं 99.9% purity. Why don't they say 100% purity? Because उसमें कुछ थोड़ा और होता है. Now then, it is an admixture of different kinds of properties in different proportions, and that is the thing. Now ये जो दिया है उन्होंने, this is, Gurudev says, it is a guidance for your inner temperament. Inner temperament सत्व का है, रजस का है, तमस का है. That is what he is saying, हाँ. और when you say prakriti, prakriti is also a combination of all the three. Everything in prakriti is a combination of all the three, and that is what creates srishti. The entire creation is a combination of these three gunas, huh? And nothing, गुणास में यू आर डिपेंडेंट ऑन द गुणास. आप स्वतंत्र नहीं हैं. पूरी प्रकृति गुणों के परतंत्र है. परतंत्र मीन्स डिपेंड ऑन दिस. ओके, so entire prakriti is three gunas. Gurudev writes also is the expression of the three gunas. Then he says that but because the combination is different, that is why all of us are different. Everybody's mind, intellect, equipment has different admixture of these three gunas. The percentage differs, and therefore, any two people are different from the other two. Any two leaves of a tree are different from each other. So there is infinite variety in nature. As many beings are there, as many things there are that many different kind of creatures, different kind of tea. Gurudev used to give an example of coffee. It was a very, very interesting example. He used to say coffee is a drink from the northmost pole of India to the southernmost tip of India. People drink coffee. But then he said, then what? How is it had? He says that in South India, it is totally dark, brewed coffee, maybe with no milk, because they say it dilutes the taste of coffee. Or they will have one drop of milk, two drops of milk in the coffee. That is their coffee. And then after that, you come a little to central India. In there will be a little more of milk and less coffee. And how you can say, he used to say, as the train goes from South India to North India, on every station is a different kind of coffee. The coffee keeps changing, because as you come to North India, there is more milk in the coffee and less coffee. And he says, by the time you reach the north of Punjab, he used to say it is a big glass of milk with a drop of coffee. And you said that is their coffee. Coffee is there only for the fragrance. The fragrance of coffee, not really coffee. They like to have solid milk. That is the Punjabi taste of coffee. Similarly, he gave this example to tell us that there are different combinations. Okay. Now, ये क्या है? Why are these given? It is said that you have to slowly rise from maximum tamas to maximum sattva. Okay? If you want to evolve in life, if you want perfection in life, then you have to slowly make the ascent from less and less tamas and less rajas to maximum sattva. That is why Gurudev used to say that you have to first be good to reach God. There is 1 O you have to drop. Good में 2 O's लगते हैं, God में 1. So he says you have to drop everything else, only 1 O remains, then from good you become God. That is how he used to say. So goodness is very essential. You have to become like that. And you can become like that when every minute of your time you have to be conscious to maintain sattva in your mind. Every minute of your day, बी कॉन्शियस, दैट इज योर साधना. वही साधना है इसकी कि आप हर वक्त be alert about your mind. Don't let your mind get absorbed by rajas or by tamas. So all the time alertness. That is why they say, Mahatmas sleep very little. Tamas itna kam hai, bahut kam hai. So Mahatmas sleep for very few hours. Most of them get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and they sleep by 11 and get up by 3. That is the sleep. Daytime no sleep. है ना. तो ये जो चीज है, ये तैर के टू इवॉल्व यू नीड टू इंक्रीज सत्व, लेसन दी अदर टू गुणास थिंग. अच्छा, नाउ अकॉर्डिंग टू दीज गुणास, human beings have been categorized into 4 distinct categories. Krishna has earlier in the chapters told you that he has made the varna ashram dharma dependent on what? He said guna karma vibhajan. That is there in the verse. Verse mein kya hai? Guna karma vibhajan. So based on the gunas, this is what sattva rajas tamas jisme predominant hai, sattva jisme predominant hai, that person is a Brahmin. He will be soft spoken, he will be gentle, he will be clever, he will be studious, he will be into study and teaching of the Brahma, the real truth. So that is a Brahmin. The quality of your gunas, the quantity and quality of the gunas that you have determine to which category you belong. Now don't say that this is only in India. ये चार you say it's a caste. Caste nahi hai bhaiya. It is these 4. Varn means color. The Sanskrit word varn means color. So color of what? Color of the qualities. The color of the quality of a Brahmin is pure, that is why represented by the white color. He is into study and teaching most of the time. He is a simple person, eats purely vegetarian food, is into everything sattvic. He sleeps early, gets up early, sleeps very little because tamas is very little, hardly any rajas, purely predominant sattva in that human being. And therefore, so all scholars, all people who are into academics, all people who are into teaching and all, they are categorized as Brahmins, especially teachers of the pure truth are categorized as Brahmin. See, these 4 categories are all over the world. Where in the world are not scholars? Tell me. Aren't they there? Okay. Kshatriyas. Which country does not have an army? Which country does not have police? Which country does not have border security? All these people are Rajasic. Which country does not have politicians? The Kshatriya class belongs to these kind of people. Those who want power, who are looking for power, who want to rule, who want to protect the weaker class, who want to stand up for righteousness and justice. This is a Kshatriya temperament. They will die for it. They will go ahead and die for it, So from this, then see, Kshatriya grows into a Brahmin. Now, from the Kshatriya temperament of a person, it is not based on birth. Krishna has nowhere said that it is based on birth. He has said Guna Karma Vibhajan. So, every human being, no matter where he is born, can be born as a Brahmin, can be born as a Kshatriya, can be born as a combination of Kshatriya Brahmin, can be born as a combination of Shudra and Rajas. Anything, it depends on the combination. Now, the third category, that is Vaishyas. Where in the world, these are the business and trader class. Is there any country which does not have businessmen? Is there any country which doesn't do trade? Is there any country which does not set up industries? No country. So all those, again you will say, they are the Vaishya class in every single country. Fourth category, the Shudras. The Shudras are those who do service with their physical body. They are not into learning and teaching and academics, and nor are they into that kind of fighting or thing and all. उनको एक बात आती है कि हम शरीर से सेवा कर सकते हैं. Tell me, all isn't there a labor class everywhere in the world? There are carpenters, there are masons, there are builders, there are sweepers everywhere, people, garbage collectors everywhere. There are even all hospitality comes under Shudra. You have your, if you see the, I'm just saying that, many people, nurses hain, seva karti hain. It's a very high order of seva, but they come into the Shudra category because it is a physical seva. Hotels, people who are working in hotels, they all come under this class of seva, Shudra. So please don't say that this is higher, this is lower, this is that. It's not like that. It depends on the quality of the mind that these people are categorized. So their status changes according to the texture of the mind and intellect. And every time somebody's mind changes, his classification of Brahmin to Kshatriya, Kshatriya to Vaishya, Vaishya to Shudra changes. These days, don't you know, so many Kshatriyas have opened hotels. So what have they become? Business people. They have become Vaishya. A whole lot of Vaishya class has joined the army. So what do they become? Kshatriyas. Isn't it? Apne Gurudev himself was a Kshatriya. But what did he do all his life? All his life, he has taught and learned for years together. So then he is a researcher into Vedanta, a teacher of Vedanta all his life. So what is he? A Brahmin. So it is by Guna Karma Vibhajan. Across the world it is. In India, आपने उसको caste system बना दिया, made it by birth and then put it into watertight compartments. It cannot be into watertight compartments. In any family, a Brahmin can be born, a Kshatriya can be born, a Shudra can be born. In any family. So just understand that as so the entire living kingdom in the world has been categorized into these, in the world, not only in India, has been categorized into these four shades of personality. These are personality colors, personality shades. Come to the next one. Brahmana Kshatriya Visham Shudra. Brahmana Kshatriya Visham Shudranam cha parantapa karmane pravibhaktani swabhava prabhaver gunehe. Of scholars, Brahmins, leaders, Kshatriyas, and traders, Vaishyas, as also the workers, Shudras, O Parantapa, the duties are distributed according to the qualities born of their own nature. हाँ, इसको underline कर लीजिए, according to the qualities born of their own nature. This is very, very important. You must remember this, that castes are not by birth. Those of you who have done ancient India history will know or remember that in the early Vedic period, there was no such thing as caste. There were categories, they were just these categories. Brahman, Kshatriya, Shudra were categories, they were not castes, they were called Varna. तो वर्ण आश्रम धर्म ऐसे कहते हैं ना. तो जो भी आपका वर्ण है, that means the color of your mind, the color of your mind determines the whatever work you are doing. So of scholars, Brahmins, leaders, Kshatriyas, and traders, as also workers, O Parantapa. अच्छा, परंतप क्या होता है? परंतप means the scorcher of the foes, दुश्मनों को जलाने वाला. Tap is fire, and para the other. So Parantapa means a scorcher of foes, defeater of enemies, which was the title of Arjun. So he addresses him as Parantapa. That means a person who can burn the enemies to death. So he's calling him Parantapa over here, and he is giving this. Huh? So then, abhi dekho, every individual, what kind of an individual he is judged by his expressions in life. Whatever work he is doing, whatever is the quality of his mind, is the man. They say na, as you think, so you become. ऐसी कहावत है ना. So the quality of the mind determines what kind of a person you are. Whether you are a kshatriya or you are an intellectual, you are a Brahmin. You're a dynamic and inspired person to defend the masses, stand for justice, fight for justice and the rights of people, you are a Kshatriya. If you are commercial minded, all the time you try to figure out the value of things and how much money you can generate, you are a Vaishya. Labor class, any part in the world is a thing. So a doctor's son can go into the army, an army man's son can become a Brahmin, and or vice versa. So then later on, understand also when you go to the later Vedic period in history, you will see that these categories started becoming firm. Boundary lines were firmly formed. और आजकल जो हो रहा है, that is a degenerate form of this system. जो कास्ट सिस्टम बन गया ना, हार्ड कोर कास्ट सिस्टम, यू सी इट इन एवरीवेयर, यू सी इट इन यूपी, बिहार, स्पेशली नॉर्थ इंडिया, इवन साउथ इंडिया, बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग कास्ट सिस्टम बना हुआ. एंड दैट इज अ डीजेनरेट फॉर्म ऑफ दिस वेरी आइडिया, whereas you should be determining people by, you cannot put them into compartments watertight. Some person can be a kshatriya and a vaishya both, है ना, वो भी होता है. Somebody who's ready to fight for justice, ready to fight for the rights of people, yet he is doing business also. So he is partly Vaishya, partly Kshatriya. Somebody who's born in a Kshatriya family, like Gurudev, but teaching the Shastras, he is partly Kshatriya because he also fought for the freedom of the country. That is the Kshatriya temperament in Gurudev. And what was the Brahmin temperament? All the rest that he did in life. That is the Brahminical temperament in Gurudev. So, like that. Okay, so now you come to the next one. Shamudamastapa shaucham shantirarjavameva cha jnanam vijnanamastikyam brahma karma swabhavajam. Now, these are the qualities of a Brahmin, wherever he may be born, in whichever household he is born, it doesn't matter. But if a human being has these qualities, okay, then he is a Brahmin. Dekho, Ved Vyas, who's called the father of Vedanta, he was born to a fisherwoman. A fisherwoman was his mother, not a Brahmin. Father was a Brahmin, but a fisherwoman was the mother. So वो क्या हुए फिर then? So he was not a Brahmin that way, but through what he did, the teaching and learning of Vedanta was a Brahminical saying. So everybody, Gurudev used to say, nobody dare open the Geeta without bowing down to Veda Vyasa, because he had those excellent Brahminical qualities in him. Okay. Okay. Now, what are the qualities of a Brahmin? serenity, self-restraint, austerity, purity, forgiveness, and also uprightness, knowledge, realization, belief in God are the duties of the Brahmins born of nature. Acha. Somebody who is naturally like this, he is born with these qualities, is a Brahmin, no matter where he is born. वो clearly कह रहे हैं. Like, see, a rose, you may name the rose jasmine, but will it start smelling like jasmine? No, never, never. So rose is born with those qualities, born with that particular smell. No matter which country the rose is born in, the smell of the rose, आप आंख बंद करके बता सकते हैं कि this is the smell of a rose. When you smell a jasmine, even the perfume of a jasmine, you can close your eyes and tell, oh, this is jasmine scent, isn't it? तो उसका आप नाम कुछ भी रख लीजिए, है ना? Any name that you have. There is a beautiful jasmine scent by Dior. It is called Dorissimo or something. But it smells like jasmine, है ना? तो उसका नाम Dorissimo है, but it is made out of jasmine flower. Unmistakable, unmistakable. Similarly, human beings, the external uniform does not make a Brahmin. You make him wear saffron clothes, and the barber shaves off his head and leaves one, Swamiji used to call it antenna, that he leaves one antenna on the head. So a barber made sannyas and a tailor made sannyas is no sannyas. It does not, a Bhagavad dress does not make a Swami. A Swami is with his own mind. The uniform of even a policeman does not make a policeman. A policeman is with the work the policeman is doing. What is he doing? Does he do the job of a policeman? Then he is a policeman. It is not just that you put on a uniform. There are many people in the army, they wear a uniform and then they run away from battle. That is not Kshatriya temperament. That is a cowardly temperament. And Kshatriyas are no cowards at all. हाँ, तो ये okay. So then he says that देखो, Kshatriyas are not lazy. They are dynamic people going into dynamism. ये सारी qualities जो हैं ये brahminical हैं. Serenity, self-restraint, austerity. Austerity is tapa. Self-restraint is sama dama. ये sama dama जो है, Dhamma is the restraint of sense organs. Sama is the restraint of the mind. First comes Sama. So if you restrain the mind, Dhamma comes automatically. ठीक है ना? हाँ, this verse is telling you of the Sama Dhamma of a, देखो, Shamo Dhamma Stapa Shaucham. 4 qualities तो ये आधे verse में ही आ गई. देखो, Shama Dhamma Tapa. Tapa everybody knows. That means even if you are uncomfortable, you are still doing your sadhana. You're still trying to perfect yourself. You're still trying to improve yourself. You're still trying to reach towards God. That is called tapas. Dekho, Gurudev used to say that comfort comes as a guest and then enslaves you and becomes your master. You get so used to that comfort that you are not prepared to give up that comfort. A Brahmin is supposed to give it up. A true Brahmin is not accustomed to comfort. He will not go on being just very, very comfortable and not doing his duty or not doing his tapas. Tapas is not a part-time affair. It cannot be a part-time affair. Yes, you have to constantly do tapas. Shaucham, purity. Shaucham is inner purity as well as outer purity. ठीक है? Inner purity, Sanskrit term purity, मैंने आपको लास्ट टॉक में भी बताया था that the other word for purity of the mind in Sanskrit is prasannata. Think about it. मन की शुद्धता in Sanskrit is called prasannata. So anybody who is all the time happy, gurgling with happiness, is externally pure. He may be poor. Being poor does not mean that he has to be dirty. He will be very tidy. His room will be tidy. That is a sign of the purity of the mind. There will be no dirt around him. He will not live in squalor. He will clean up the place. He will have a bath every day. That is Brahminical temperament. So that is why he says purity. Acha, forgiveness. They do not hold on to prejudices. They do not hold on to anger. They do not hold on to bad feelings for other people. They very readily forgive. That is a Brahminical temperament. Huh? A forbearance. Okay. Then ये है क्षांति. This is not shanti, this is kshanti. So kshanti is arjavam. Sorry. Kshanti is forgiveness. Arjavam is uprightness. Uprightness is straightforwardness. They will be totally straight with people, no manipulation, not meaning something, saying something else. No, not that. That is not Brahminical temperament. So, if you are into spirituality, first, foremost, practice this. Be straight, be upright. Vachan ko nibhaiye. If you have said something, stick by that. That is called upright temperament, straightforwardness. Huh? That straightforwardness is very, very important. You do not harbor any hatred for anybody, and that is why you forgive so easily. और क्या है? Purity हो गया, forgiveness, uprightness, knowledge. हाँ, तो knowledge में क्या है? His full-time occupation is learning more knowledge and giving out more knowledge. It comes to him naturally, not forcefully. Anybody who is very fond of any research work, he loves to sit in the library for hours. He loves to learn and teach. I know people who have even left IAS and gone into teaching. Teaching doesn't pay that much. Teaching does not give you power over anybody, but they still do it, though it pays much less. They will leave a very lucrative job to teach or to do research because that is their temperament. Huh? So, knowledge and realization and belief in God, realization of the self, knowledge for realization of the self, and that is what they do. And then uprightness, forgiveness, self-restraint, realization, belief in God. The duties of the Brahmins are born. Another duty of the Brahmins is charjam ho gaya, sama, dama, shaucham. Mm, hmm. Now you become, आप इसके अभ्यस्त हो जाते हैं. अभ्यस्त means that you get used to this. You get used to doing this kind of thing. And once you are used to doing this kind of thing, देखो आपका रजस शांत होना शुरू हो जाता है. When you are a Brahminical person, then your rajas starts getting shant, more and more shant. Huh? So it is, देखो, external world of stimuli does not excite you. This is the first thing that starts happening to a person who is progressing spiritually. Many of you who are sadhaks, I believe I'm talking to sadhaks, only they will listen to the Geeta, sadhak of any sort, any category. The moment you become a sadhak, you will notice that your rajas starts coming down. External stimuli does not excite you. आपके मन में शांति आती जाती है, शांति आती जाती है. ठीक है ना? और शांति जैसे आएगी, एक्सटर्नल फॉर्म्स, काम की शांति होगी, उसका नाम संतोष है। हिंसा की शांति होगी, उसका नाम अहिंसा है। हाँ, no, these categories I had said before also कि वो तो इस तरह से रजस की शांति होगी तो आप सत्व की तरफ जाएंगे। तो you start leaving off externalities and start turning inwards. When you make that U-turn, you are turning homewards. And that is why Gurudev used to say, that is why we use the word Hari Home. Hari Om ko wo kehte the Hari Home. Home is your inner being. Turn inside. Don't keep roaming around outside all the time in this and that and everything. तो ये जो हो गए हैं, ये 6+3 क्वालिटीज यहाँ पे लिस्टेड हैं. So these are Brahmins, and these kind of people are the only ones who can be called Brahmins. Okay. But it is not forced. Remember that. These qualities do not come forcefully on you. They are there in you naturally. They come to you naturally. And that is why, you live them enthusiastically. You live them with a lot of ardor. You live them with a lot of excitement. You want to do all this, not forcefully. Then come to the next one. शौर्यं तेजो धृतिर्दाक्ष्यं युद्धे चाप्यपलायनं दानमीश्वरभावश्च क्षात्रं कर्म स्वभावजम्. It says prowess, splendor, firmness, dexterity, and also not flying from battle, and generosity, lordliness. These are the duties of the Kshatriyas born of their own nature. These duties in a Kshatriya come because they are natural in that human being. So, such a human being who has these kind of qualities and his work is like this, he is a Kshatriya. क्या क्या है भैया? ये देखो. Shaurya. Shaurya is prowess. Prowess means the skill of doing things and how skilled he is, how cleverly he can do things. That is, and he is bold. अच्छा, शौर्यम is boldness. तेज, तेज है उसमें, उसमें वो एनर्जी है to do things, to go ahead, to do all kinds of things. He has over here enumerated so many qualities, you can count them. And this kind of behavior is noticed in politicians, it is noticed in army people, it is noticed in police people, it is noticed in, because they go forward even in the face of danger. Many times when you see a battle, कि उधर से shells आ रही हैं, bullets आ रही हैं, still these soldiers are going ahead. Have you seen that? Huh? And you feel, my God, in the face of danger, even where their life is endangered, they are still going ahead. उस तरह का सोचो, look at the हिम्मत, हिम्मत देखिए इन लोगों की. हाँ, and this is that they do. So they have splendor, तेज, firmness, dexterity, and also, I mean, dexterity is equal to strategy. They strategize everything and very skillfully and cleverly manipulate their moves to do this. Huh? क्षत्रिय जो है, like सुबोधानंद जी used to say in Hindi, used to teach, किसी के सामने निस्तेज नहीं हुए. Not in front of danger, not in front of a very powerful person, not in the face of even death, they lose that stage in them, and that splendor in them. तो वो है, देखिए रामचंद्र जी का एग्जाम्पल उन्होंने दिया था. He did not feel small in front of a huge army of the Rakshasas that came. वो जो थे, कौन से थे, खर, दूषण एक बार आए थे, एक बार सुबाहु आया था, एक बार रावण आया था, मेघनाद आया था, but Ram ji did not feel scared or small in front of any one of them. Even when he was not on a rath, रावण तो रथ पे बैठ के आया था, है ना? But Ramchandra ji was fighting barefoot. He did not even have sandals on his feet. And Ravan was sitting on a rath. तो तुलसीदास जी ने लाइन लिखी है, रावण रथी बिरथ रघुवीरा, देख विभीषण भयउ अधीरा. पर राम जी अधीर नहीं हुए. Ram ji did not feel inferior in front of a huge army. He did not feel small. He said, I will fight them alone. Even Lakshman can fight them alone. Hanuman can fight them alone. That kind of courageous attitude is there in the Kshatriya. He does not, उसमें साहस का अभाव नहीं होता. There is no lack of courage in a Kshatriya. He goes in the face of adversity, and more the adversity, the more determined he is to fight the adversity. That is the quality of a Kshatriya. और क्या quality होती है? Dhriti. Dhriti is fortitude. Dhriti we have done in detail in the previous classes, so I won't do this in too much detail. It is only the quality of holding on and pursuing, going on and on and on, and not giving up in the face of adversity. Any adverse situation, Kshatriya will not give up. वो एक ad आता है ना, that the tough become tougher when the going is gets tough or something like that. So here, acha Daksham. Daksham is, he is always ready, ever ready, prompt, ready, and skilled. हनुमान चालीसा में लाइन है ना, राम काज करने को आतुर. आतुर, very eager to do the work. So is a Kshatriya. There is a capacity to take decisions quickly and smartly and through vigilance, but smart and quick decision taking. There are some people who never take any decision. We had somebody in our family, we used to call him Unktad. And Unktad का पता है हम लोगों ने क्या अर्थ लगाया था? Not the political अर्थ. हमने कहा था, under no circumstances take any decision. That is Unktad. So some people are like that only. They go on dillying-dallying, but that is not a Kshatriya temperament. Kshatriyas take quick decisions, hard decisions. The next one is not fleeing from battle. युद्धे च पलायनम. युद्ध से पलायन नहीं करते. They don't run away from battle. That is considered a cowardly act. In many countries, a person who has run away from battle, they shoot him. It is considered so bad. Because आप क्या कर रहे हैं? आप अपनी कंट्री को धोखा दे रहे हैं. You are deceiving your army. You are deceiving your country by running away from battle. You are not fit enough to wear the uniform. Just are not at all fit to wear the uniform. So a Kshatriya never runs away from battle. In most of the countries, a deserter, such a person is called a deserter who runs away from battle. He is jailed, he is court-martialed, and he is punished for doing such a thing. It is considered a huge crime by the Kshatriya community. Then there is generosity. Generosity means दानम. ये देखो, दानम ईश्वर भाव, दो चीजें हैं. ईश्वर भाव, lordliness. He is a ruler. He behaves like a king. उनमें ये, उनकी पूरी पर्सनैलिटी में ये चीज होती है, that they are masters, they are rulers, they don't cow down under anybody. And दानवीर होते हैं. दानवीर के एग्जाम्पल्स हैं क्या क्या? कर्ण बहुत बड़ा दानवीर है ना, बहुत बड़ा दानवीर. ऐसे कई एग्जाम्पल्स हैं where kings have given everything that belongs to them. That is a kingly quality. Harshvardhan ka very famous example. Harshvardhan was a ruler in the ancient times in India. He, उनके examples हैं that 3 times in his life he gave away everything that belonged to him, including the clothes that he was wearing. Personal belonging, huh? Not the Rajkosh. Personal belonging. Rajkosh तो राजा protects the Rajkosh. इनने पर्सनल अपने हर चीज दे डाली, इनफैक्ट इवन हिज ओन क्लोथ्स, देन ही बोरोड and begged for clothes from his sister to wear them. His sister bought a new pair of clothes which he put on. That kind of dhan. They never fall away from giving dhan. Krapan nahi hote. They are akrapana bhav. It is called akrapana bhav or Ishvara bhav, lordliness. Huh? Or Kshatriya has come from the word Kshatra. Kshatra means kavach. Kavach is shield. They are the shield of society. They protect the society from any kind of harm. That is called Kshatriya. इसीलिए उनके ऊपर क्षत्र होता है. That is means protection. Protection. They are the masters of protecting the society. हाँ, तो वो कहते हैं कि देखिए, जिसको आपने सुना ना एक छत्र राज्य, ऐसा कहते थे ना, एक छत्र राज्य मीन्स द वन किंग who protects the entire society of that area of his kingdom. उसको कहते हैं एक छत्र राज्य. That means there are no two kings, only one king. And he is the protector of all, of everybody. That is एक छत्र राज्य. एक वर्ड है, surname है बंगाल में, called Burman. Varman means shield. It is a Kshatriya surname. Varman means shield, कवच, जो आपको प्रोटेक्ट करता है. तो उसको क्षत्रिय कहते हैं. तो वो भी वर्मन इज अ शील्ड. अच्छा, और क्या है? ईश्वर भाव. ईश्वर भाव इज that they are full of confidence, and that confidence is so strong in them that I am a protector, I will shield, I will protect even at the cost of my life. See, with that kind of confidence alone, they can go into battle. Otherwise, you can't go into battle. You'll run away from there. Every human being gets scared in the first few days of battle. This has been told to me by an army officer. He says anybody who says that he was never afraid in war is lying. Even the bravest of people in the first few days are scared. And most of the people reach hospital in the first 3 days of battle. Why? Trauma. They are victims of trauma. They get so scared, they get traumatized by the battle. Fear of death is a natural instinct in a human being. You know, self-preservation instinct जिसको कहते हैं. सुना है ना? So people want to preserve their life at any cost. And here they are faced with live bullets. So then the first 3 days, everybody becomes very, very scared. And that fear. So Kshatriya does not have that fear. He who is a true Kshatriya, in face of danger, will go ahead. He will fight to protect people. He will put himself in danger to protect the weak. That kind of dynamism he has, that kind of brilliancy, that kind of courage, and that kind of lordliness he has wherever he goes. And here देखो गुरुदेव ने ये लिखा है that the crown and the robes and the throne have a knack of electing for themselves a true bearer. Everybody can't become a king. If he does not have these kind of qualities, he very quickly loses his kingdom. Some other king who has these qualities will conquer him and then rule over him. So there is this phrase that the crown chooses its wearer. ठीक है ना? Now these 8 qualities क्या क्या हैं? Bravery, vigor, consistency, resourcefulness, promptitude, courage in the face of enemy, generosity and lordliness are given out by the Lord. and the kshatriya maintains these in his everyday life, in his dealings with people, even in court life, even while he is delivering justice. A king has all these qualities in him. Only then he can maintain his throne. Next time we will do ratio qualities. ॐ पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम् श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम्